Hey guys, I'm Tori Hoskins, senior at Edison Preparatory School, and this is DNT's Declassified History Survival Guide. In this excerpt of DNT's crash course, I'll be taking you through a broad history of sports, individuals who contributed to literature, as well as events and products that further modernized society. First off, we have Mickey Mantle, baseball player. One of the best, aside from Babe Ruth and Bryce Harper. Anyways, he became the highest paid player in 1961. He signed a contract that would pay him $75,000 per season played. Now just let that sink in for a second. We know that today, players that play in the professional league get millions of dollars. That shows you just how much America really does appreciate its greatest pastime. Rocky Marashino became champion in 1950. Sugar Ray Robinson, who was a welterweight class boxer, became champion in 1946. People who contributed to literature, such as Ernest Hemingway, died 2 days short of July 4th in 1961. Sorry, Ernest, but no firecrackers this year. A well-known author named J.D. Salinger wrote a very controversial book named Catcher in the Rye in 1951. It challenged the ideas of that society, and so it was discriminated upon because, something different. A well-known sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe, debuted in her first movie in 1948. She sang 3 numbers. She doesn't just look pretty, she sings too. Go me. Birth control was invented in 1957, but only as a remedy for severe menstrual disorders, not as a contraceptive like we use it today, which is, a contraceptive is something that keeps you from getting pregnant. But in 1960, the pill was approved for contraceptive use.
Hi guys, my name is Nadia Sanchez. I'm a sophomore at Edison High School, and I'm going to further be elaborating off of what she said. Aside from movies, entertainers, such as bands and solo artists who contributed to history. Punk rock. It started in 1974 and became popular in 1979. It began in the US, the UK, and Australia. The definition of punk rock is loud, fast-moving, aggressive form of rock music. The examples are Sex Pistols and the Ramones. Beatlemania. Beatlemania was a term created in 1964 to describe fan frenzy for the Beatles. It's kind of like the Bieber fever back in 2008 all of us girls had over teen heartthrob Justin Bieber. Liberace. Liberace was born May 16, 1919, and died February 4, 1987. He was a pianist, actor, and entertainer, who at the height of his career in the 1950s through 70s was the highest paid entertainer in the world. In his lifetime, he was awarded 2 Emmys, 6 gold albums, and 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Watch out, Beyonce. Johnny Ray. January 10, 1927 is whenever he was born, and he died on February 24, 1990. He was a singer, songwriter, and pianist. In 1953, he released his first song called Cry, and this song created fangirls to obsess over him until Elvis came along. Elvis Presley. The King. Everyone has heard of Elvis, and he's known for his hunky good looks and musical career. Depressingly, Justin Bieber was named the Elvis of our generation. Elvis Presley played guitar and sang rock and roll, rockabilly, country, blues, gospel, and soul. He first appeared on TV in 1956 on the Dorsey Brothers stage show. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was originally named Robert Allen Zimmerman until in 1962 and he changed it. Bob was born on May 24, 1941, which makes him 71 right now. He's a singer and songwriter, and his genres of music are folk, blues, rock, country, and gospel. He was considered the spokesperson of his generation because in his songs he talked about political, social, philosophical, and literary influences. Heavy metal. It originated in the 60s in the UK and the US. It's a genre of rock music. It usually has distortion, long guitar solos, and is really loud. Examples of heavy metal are Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. The fans are considered metalheads, and it became popular in the 80s.
Hi, Taylor Madlow, junior at Edison High School. Hold on just a little longer, because in this fragment we are going to talk about a few significant people and interesting things I bet you guys didn't know. 1950, Joe McCartney became famous. On September 5th, 1957, Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road. 1959, Albert Einstein sadly passed away. 1960, Chubby Checker released the movie The Twist in July. 1962, John Glenn makes spacewalk. 1967, Malcolm X died. 1983, Sally Ride went to space on June 18th. Some interesting facts. 1952, the H-bomb, known as hydrogen bomb, created on November 1st. 1955, Disneyland opens in California, and the fun fact is there's one in Florida. 1958, hula hoops were invented and popularized quickly.
Hi, my name is Morgan, and I'm a sophomore at Edison. In this snippet, I'll explain the vivid history of a few movie pictures, a phase that later on is known as movies. In 1948, Doris Day made her first movie. She was an actress, singer, and an animals' rights activist. In 1953, Peter Pan debuted and was based on the play Peter Pan, that was also known as The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up. In 1954, the TV series Davy Crockett premiered and was a five-episode series. In 1956, the movie The King and I debuted and was based on the novel Anna and the King of Siam. In 1957, the movie Bridge on the River Kauai debuted and was based on the novel Le Pont de la Rivière Kauai. In 1958, the movie South Pacific debuted and was based on the book Tales of South Pacific. In 1959, the movie Ben-Hur debuted and was adapted from the novel Ben-Hur, A Tale of Christ. In 1957, Brigitte Bardot got her first starring role and was a former French actress, singer, and fashion model. She later became an animals' rights activist and was one of the best-known sex symbols in the 50s. In 1960, the movie Psycho debuted, and that was also based on a novel with the same name, Psycho. In 1963, Walter Winchell's career ended. He was an American newspaper and radio gossip commentator. In 1983, the game show Wheel of Fortune debuted. This concludes DNT's crash course.